everyone. Oops. Okay. Hi everyone. Hello. My friends who came to support me are all introverts, so my friends, can you all hear me who are right at the back? Guess I was sat right at the back. Okay. So I'm just gonna start with my poem. As we make our presence felt in this colonial building, my mind zooms into an aspect of history where British masters were living. They employed tactics of divide and conquer on the brown and yellow locals and settled foreigners. The separation of race and class started way back then and continues till today, impacting many socio-economical factors. As for some of the issues that we have currently, can we blame colonialists and forefathers for starting them? Or do we blame our current contemporaries for perpetuating them? This we have to ask. Isn't 6 decades of independence a long time to bring the dead to task? After independence, we went our merry way, apparently. We looked like a freer and more open collective, but sometimes I wonder if rose-tinted glasses color our nostalgic perspective. So let us fast forward to the present day. In this present day, I see the shades of black and grey permeating this country, but I also see something else that we are doing really quite differently. We were once a nation afraid of confrontation. Now we have keyboard warriors, rallies, and demonstrations. If we just look at the campaign for a more inclusive future, people are marching against toxic politics, sexist politicians, and for fair elections. Despite death threats and court cases, I see men and women heroes openly opposing religious extremism. Let us not forget sultans speaking up and bringing certain practices to cessation. I see people in the so-called dishonest media working tirelessly. Now we have the Sexual Offences Against Children Act 2017. Colonial fever we may still have, but more and more we are calling out what white privilege has. I grew up in the 80s where being Asian can be seen as embarrassing. Now with cosplay, K-pop, Manglish adverts and the upsurge of local herbal cures, Asian ways are now being embraced within our shores. So I see some light coming through, but I still have questions. So I ask all of us here citizens, are the ones in power we should place the blame? Or is the fear-mongering, stereotyping, self-victimizing and fighting, are we ourselves of every culture also doing the same? Are we huddled in our own groups, believing in only what is relevant and comfortable for us, instead of doing the hard talk and asking the hard questions? Are we connecting, truly listening, and seeing with fair introspection? You might have read of a Chinese teenager helping a Malay man to walk in the rain to a mosque, and what went viral were pictures of them and the road that they crossed. Isn't it ridiculous that the new darkness seems so outright that we have to amplify the everyday light? Who came here first and therefore who owns the land? How far back do you go and which resource do you want to have in hand? So let's regard it as a chicken and egg situation and deal with the fact that both chicken and egg are here now in existence. Yes, there are rubbish laws and rubbish policies in place, but maybe our current attitude isn't helping us in any way. If we took action in practicing and implementing what we believe, instead of hoping that some power in the sky or a ruling party will bring us relief, then maybe the good that is still in us will expand. And what ceases is the cycle of hatred and fear. Mutual respect as humans is once again held dear, and where acceptance and not just tolerance is seen and crystal clear. My Malaysia in the future is where girls and women do not marry their rapists, where animals and aboriginals no longer watch helplessly as they lose their livelihoods to logging, pollution and greedy capitalists. Reinserted into our schools' history books are all our Malaysian heroes in their original multicultural identities. I want to see zero tolerance for bribery and kleptocracy, equality and acceptance of non-binaries and LGBT, I want to see a female Prime Minister of any skin color representing our country. A poor kid of any cultural alliance getting equal access to scholarships, whether it is art or whether it is science. And may other countries come, once again, to learn how we achieved multiracial harmony, where we once again get together in proud unity and say that we are Malaysian. Here's to freedom.